Representative Bennett, you are recognized to introduce our Veteran of the Week.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, if I may say a few words about our Veteran of the Week.
You are recognized.
Members, we do a great job about honoring veterans, and we pass a lot of legislation that shows that we honor our veterans here in the state of Oklahoma. I think sometimes we might fall a little short, though, in being able to say a few words about them, to say who they really are outside of that great sacrifice that they have made, them and their families, to our great state as veterans. Corporal Wildcat we have with us here today, he served in the Forgotten War, or better known as the Korean War. But we hear it called the Forgotten War because it's always referred to as a conflict instead of a war. But if you ask Corporal Wildcat or the other 6.8 million whom served during the Korean War era, they would all probably say something like this. They told me it was peacetime, but I couldn't tell it. Like most veterans, Corporal Wildcat will never brag or speak about the war. You will also never hear him brag about his continued service to the United States of America when he served with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Corporal Wildcat is a quiet and humble man who is highly intelligent, whose quietness and humbleness is evident in his Christian beliefs and his values. Corporal Wildcat's first name is French, but don't be fooled by that. He is a full-blooded Cherokee Indian from Oklahoma. Did you know that a higher percent of Native Americans served in the armed forces than any other minority ethnic group out there? They're also the lowest group to utilize the Veterans Affairs, the veterans benefits that is extended to them. One distinguishing fact about Corporal Wildcat is he lives by the most powerful line of a well-known poem. I would rather see a sermon than hear one any day. Members, it's my honor to introduce Corporal French Wildcat, his wife Laveda, and their daughter Vita. Madam Speaker, if the clerk could read the citation.
Clerk will read.
Whereas Corporal French Wildcat is a resident of House District 2 from Vian, Oklahoma, and served his country with honorable service in the United States Army during the Korean War. Corporal Wildcat, a full-blood member of the Cherokee Nation, entered the United States Army on May 28, 1953, was assigned to basic training at Fort Chaffee, Arkansas, where upon completion he was shipped directly to South Korea. And whereas Corporal French Wildcat was assigned to the Headquarter Battery, 11th Field Artillery Battalion, where he was an artillery cannoneer operating a 105 howitzer. He spent a total of 16 months in South Korea, away from home and family for Christmas of 1953 and 1954. Corporal Wildcat was discharged on May 19, 1955, having earned the National Defense Service Medal, the Korean Service Medal, the United Nations Service Medal, and the Good Conduct Medal. And whereas French Wildcat has been married to Lavada for 57 years, and they have been blessed by their children Vita McPeak and Victor Wildcat, 6 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. And whereas among the most honored of all those in public service are veterans who have protected all Americans from enemies both foreign and domestic. And whereas the state of Oklahoma holds its veterans in highest esteem and appreciates the sacrifices and contributions they have made to preserve this country's freedom. And whereas the Oklahoma House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature takes great pride in honoring Corporal French Wildcat as Veteran of the Week this 6th day of April 2015. Now therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Jerry McPeak, Representative John Bennett, the Oklahoma Legislature extends to Corporal French Wildcat best wishes and directs that this citation be presented.
Mr. Wildcat, if you could lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Members and guests of the gallery, please rise as you are able for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Corporal Wildcat, you are recognized to address the body. Members, you may be seated.
Get her closer, Grandma.
Just a pleasure to be here today, and thank you for this recognition. Thank you.
For those of you who are wondering what I'm doing up here, this is my mother and father-in-law, and I'm awful proud of them, and my wife, Beta, understands.